सहना भवतु सहनौ भुनक्तु सह वीर्यङ्करवावहै तेजस्विनावधीतमस्तु मा विद्विषावहै। ओम शांति शांति शांति। Kenopanisad has two invocatory prayers. Om Apyayantu Mamangani Vakpranachakshushrotramatra Balamindriyani Cha Sarvani Sarvam Brahmopanishadam Aham Brahma Nirakuryam Ama Brahma Nirakarot Anirakaranam me astu Tadatmani nirate ya Upanishadsu Dharmaste mayi santu te mayi santu Shanti Shanti Shanti. Kenopanishad has two invocatory mantras. For our practical purposes, we will just do the Sahana Bhavatu every day. When we study, we'll study both. We'll study both the invocatory mantras, we'll study. But for understanding purposes, we'll study both. But we will chant only the Sahana Bhavatu from tomorrow. It has two invocations. All human beings experience a sense of emptiness. A sense of emptiness, a sense of void. The nature of emptiness is such that you can't live with it, you can't escape it, you can't put an end to it, nor can you endure it. This is the nature of emptiness. Again, all human beings experience a sense of emptiness, a void, a gap. Something is always lacking. Something will be lacking. It doesn't matter what it is. Something will be lacking. What is it that is lacking? Prosperity is lacking. If prosperity is there, peace is lacking. If prosperity and peace is there, what will happen tomorrow? The fear comes in. So right through human beings, they always a victim of this. So all human beings continue to remain a victim of the sense of emptiness. So in order to escape from this emptiness, the human being starts seeking wealth, seeking relationships, seeking knowledge, in the hope that once you get all this, the emptiness that you feel, the loneliness that you feel, the restlessness that you feel will go away. This is human search. Emptiness is experiencing the limitation in all experiences. Again, I repeat. Emptiness means you experience a limitation in everything. What is the limitation? They have a beginning and end. Adhyantavanta kaunteya. It has an adi, it has an anta. It means all experiences of yours have a beginning and an end. This keeps always in a state of turmoil, always restless, always agitated. Whatsoever you have, whatsoever you don't have, nothing changes. And then what happens? A human being goes on, the human being goes on trying to fight it out, over many janmas. They do that. At some point of time, some kind of inquiry starts. When that inquiry starts, you are ready for the higher knowledge. And many experiences is required to arrive at this state. Lot of experiences is required to arrive at this state. Why lot of experiences is required to arrive at this state? Because basically the human being is foolish. Basically the human being is foolish. Why? Fools learn from their own experiences, wise through others. Correct? After going through also, if you don't understand, what would you call that human being? After going through an experience also, they don't understand and go back and do the same thing again and again and again. What would you call that human being? We have to discover a word to categorize this species. Yeah. A new word has to be discovered to categorize this species, who, after going through repeated experiences also, go back and do the same thing again and again and again. You touch the fire, get burnt, heal yourself, and next day you will go and touch again. You will get burnt, heal yourself, and go and touch again. Are you okay till now? People come to Vedanta classes only for the healing so that they can go and touch the fire again. Nothing sort of. Why they come for Vedanta classes? Between two touching, healing is required. So that you can heal and go and touch again. Narayana, are you able to follow? Yeah. Between two encounters with fire, you need healing. Once healing happens, as and when the healing happens, the mind starts. It's exactly like the example that Swamiji gives. The person has to smoke cigarette for every 60 minutes. The person has to smoke a cigarette. 50 minutes, nothing will happen. That first 50 minutes, that person will look like a Shankaracharya, isn't it? 51st minute, what will happen? He says, cigarette. 55th minute, he'll dismiss it. Continue. 55th minute, he says, cigarette, 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 cigarette. 59th minute, cigarette, and that's all. And he won't even know that he has gone to the store. He won't even know that he has picked up the cigarette. He won't even know that he is smoking. After that, there is Shanti, isn't it? After that, there is Shanti. Only to do what? Only to start again. A person who has come to study Upanishad has understood all this. He has stopped these games. Out of knowledge and understanding, these games are stopped. These games are over. He says, I have done with these games. Don't say, I'm also in the same state. Huh? You will also say, yes, sir, I'm also done. This is a healing time. Between two contacts, it's a healing time, that's all. How do you know that? How do we say that? How many times you have taken this vow? That I will not do it again. How many times you have done this Satya Pramanam, that I will not do this again, and go back and do exactly the same thing with greater intensity. Be able to follow? Therefore, the human being lacked this inner maturity. The human being lacked this inner understanding. What is that inner understanding? The emptiness is there. the restlessness is there, the worry, the anxiety, the loneliness is there. All this is driving a person to seek comforts, to seek pleasures, to seek prosperity. In order to seek comfort, pleasure, prosperity, etc., the human being also seeks minimum, sir, financial security. First security is financial security. Having gotten financial security, emptiness comes back. Why? Because now you want emotional security. And you get some emotional security. I don't know from where we get this emotional security, but we all get. After getting this emotional security, fear comes in. Something else will happen. Emotional security is there, sir, but this country is not safe. Social security. So, financial security, emotional security, social security, and then do lot of punya karma, and again, swarga security. In and through all that, what remains? Insecurity remains as ever. In fact, you should not say as ever, it just goes on increasing, the intensity of it goes on increasing. Therefore, what does the mind do? It understands. What is it? The sense of emptiness, as I said in the beginning, you can't live with this emptiness. You can't live with it. Can you put an end to it? You don't know even how to put an end to it. Okay, at least can you run away? All the passport pages, you can have visa and run away, isn't it? Where can you run away? Wherever you run away, changing the country, changing the house, nothing is going to change because you are carrying the same mind with you, no? Since the same mind you are carrying, the external environment is of no consequence. Okay, you can't live with it. You can't put an end to it. You can't escape it. At least can you compromise and say, I will live with it? At least can you reconcile with it and say, okay, I will live with it? That also you can't. Anyone to follow? The human being, having come to this level of understanding, seeks knowledge. A human being who has come to this maturity seeks knowledge, and this knowledge is called Upanishad. We are only introducing what Upanishad is. This knowledge is called Upanishad. A conversation between a mumukshu and a brahmajnani. Upanishad is a conversation between a mumukshu and a brahmajnani. Wherever a conversation happens between a mumukshu and a brahmajnani, that gets the status of Upanishad. We also have lot of conversations. We also have lot of discussions. We also have lot of questions. Everything will be circling around only one thing. What? Everything will be circling around one thing. What? How to be happy now? That's all you say. Don't worry. Don't give all this. Who asked for all these philosophical thoughts and all that? You follow? So Upanishad is a conversation between a mumukshu and a brahmajnani. Lectures happen all over. Discussions happens all over. Question answers keeps happening all over. But all that will not be called as an Upanishad. All that will not be called as Upanishad. It's a special status. These books has a very special status. And what is the status of the Upanishad? Between a Brahmajnani and a Mumukshu. The word Upanishad has a meaning from the angle of the student, and the word Upanishad has a meaning from the angle of the teacher also. The word Upanishad is a compound word, 3 words put together. Upa plus Ni plus Shad. Upa plus Ni plus Shad equals Upanishad. Now let us discuss Upanishad from the angle of the student. Mumukshu. Upa means approaching, nearing the teacher. Ni implies Nishchaya. Nishchaya means firm determination, firm conviction. Shat means to sit at a lower platform. When you sit at a lower platform, the flow is easy. When you sit at a lower platform, flow is easy. Ipo classroom setup is ulta, isn't it? Have you ever seen that? The teacher will be standing in the pit and the student will be sitting somewhere on top, isn't it? How can knowledge go upwards like that? Can't go. Anyway, but these are all the world best renowned institutions and they know what they are doing, isn't it? Upanishads don't know what they are doing, but these guys know what they are doing. How the classrooms are designed, upward flow. Inga keeler na eppadi mela pogum. Velende keela varudha easy. The natural flow. Are you able to follow? Therefore, Upa means nearing the teacher, approaching the teacher. Ni means with firm determination, you are sitting. Nishchaya. Shat means below. Below is symbolically called as the feet. That's why you will not go and shake hands with the Guru. Yeah. You will not shake hands with the Guru. You will not put your hands around his shoulders. You will not go and hug the Guru. What you will do? You will not shake hands. You will not put your hands around his shoulders. Nor will you go and hug the Guru. What will you do? Fall at the feet. That is Shat. Because flow always happens from the higher platform to the lower platform. This is the meaning of the word Upanishad from the angle of the student. Now the word Upanishad again from the teacher. Upa means bringing the Brahman near to the student. Almost he is giving it as it were, on hand. When there is a Mumukshu and a Brahmajnani, it's a cash transaction between the two. Meaning immediately you get. There is no credit card, there is no debit card, which will come half an hour later, 6 months later. It's immediate. It's immediate. So what the Brahmajnani does, Upa, means brings Brahman near to the disciple. So what is happening from the angle of the student? Upa is approaching he is nearing the teacher. Okay. What does the teacher do? The teacher is bringing Brahman closer to the Shishya. So from the angle of Guru, Upa means that. Nishchaya, the conviction with which he speaks, the conviction with which the words are uttered, that Nishchaya conviction. There is no wavering, there is no two minds, there is no self-doubt, there is no saying, maybe it could be like this, maybe it could be like that. There is no such language at all. Nischaya. Nischaya conviction. Shad. Shad from the angle of the Guru implies destroying ignorance. Destroying avidya. So, Upanishad from the angle of the student is near, sit, below. Vivekananda said, look at the word Upanishad, it's so beautiful in Sanskrit. Use it in Sanskrit only, he said. Don't translate it into English, he said. If you translate it into English, it will become near, sit, below. What is this near, sit, below literature? The word Upanishad means, the word Upanishad means that from the angle of the student. And from the angle of the from the angle of the teacher, it means something different. Upanishad means Brahma Vidya. Upanishad means name of a book. Again, the word Upanishad has two meanings. One, the general meaning is Brahma Vidya. That's why wherever Brahma Vidya is spoken, it will be called as Upanishad. So Upanishad means Brahma Vidya, talking about Brahman. Another meaning of the Upanishad is name of the book. The particular name of the book that we are going to study, that we are proposing to study, is Kenopanisad. There are so many Upanishads. Kenopanisad, Katopanishad, Kaivalyopanishad, Mundakopanishad, Mandukyopanishad, Aitreya, Taittiriya. There are Mandukya. So many Upanishads are there. So all these books are talking about Brahma Vidya. So all these books are talking about Brahma Vidya, and all these are name of a particular book also. So a particular book called Kenopanishad, we are going to study to understand Brahma Vidya. So to understand Brahma Vidya, we are going to study a book called Kenopanishad. There is this beautiful shloka in the Guru Paduka Stotra, isn't it? Akanda Mandalakaram Vyaptam Yena Characharam Tatpadam Darshitam Yena Tasmai Shri Gurave Namaha. Seeing the form of a Guru, he is saying, you are Akandam. Where is he Akandam? He is only 5 feet height, isn't it? The disciple prostrates to the Guru and then he says, you are all pervading. Where is the Guru all pervading? He is only, sometimes the Guru is only 5 feet sometimes, isn't it? 6 feet sometimes. Where is all pervading? The form is not all pervading. The particular assemblage of Sharira is not all pervading. That particular assemblage is not calling it as all pervading. You are representative of that Supreme Brahman. A mumukshu is able to recognize that. A mumukshu is able to recognize that and then prostrates to the Guru, and that conversation that happens between the two is called Upanishad. So first we understood who is qualified to study Upanishad. Then we saw what is Upanishad. Upanishad is a conversation. Conversation is rendu per one, teacher and the student. So the word Upanishad from the angle of the teacher we saw, the word Upanishad from the angle of the student we saw, how a mumukshu sees the Guru. How the mumukshu sees the Guru, he doesn't see, he or she doesn't matter. The mumukshu doesn't see the form of the Guru. That form is the representative, the form is the representation of Brahman itself. Why? Because Brahman is revealing as it were through the words of the Guru. Brahman is revealing as it were through the presence of the Guru. The presence of the Guru, the words of the Guru, the association with the Guru is what Brahman is revealed. It is the Guru that tells you Tattvamasi. It is Guru that tells you Tattvamasi. It is the Guru that tells you do the practice of I am Atma Brahma. It is Guru that tells you Tattvamasi. It is Guru that tells you do the practice of I am Atma Brahma. The Guru says this only when the student is prepared. When the student is not prepared, what do we do? The student is not prepared, what do we do? The Upanishadic Guru says, go prepare and come back. Go prepare and come back. எங்க போய் ப்ரிப்பேர் பண்ணோம்? அதுக்கு தான் வீக்லி டீச்சர்ஸ் இருப்பாங்க. பாலாஜிக்கு வந்து மந்த்லி டீச்சர், isn't it? Yeah, there are weekly teachers. For Balaji, it is monthly teacher. So go to the monthly teacher, weekly teacher, prepare and come back. Prepare yourself and come back. So the same Upanishad, if you are prepared, it teaches you. If you are not prepared, it helps you to prepare. Please understand that. The glory of Upanishad is such that if you are not prepared, it helps you to prepare. So what is the preparation? What is the preparation? At what level are you? If you are at level 1, a method. If you are at level 2, a method. Upanishad always addresses people at the level 2, the advanced seekers. Because it is understood that the person has done all the initial preparations, they have gone through all the spiritual practices, the sadhana and everything, and then coming and asking a question. So it means the person in the Upanishad is not asking for how to prepare, he is already prepared. The person is already prepared. What does the Upanishad teach? The Upanishad teach first is a means to purify the mind so that you can attract it to Brahma Vidya. First, level number 1 is purify the mind. Purify the mind so you get attracted to Brahma Vidya. For those who are purified and attracted to Brahma Vidya, leave all that and come here, it will say. Leave all that and come. So what is given at one level for purification, it will say, leave it and come back. The preparatory practices is karma and bhakti. Upanishad will not use the word bhakti. Upanishad will use the word upasana. Upanishad will not use the word bhakti. Both are one and the same. Bhagavad Gita and all uses the word bhakti a lot. Upanishad will always use the word upasana. So karma, upasana, dharma is the preparation. Dharma, understand. Dharma, karma, upasana is the preparation. Preparation means a sense of inner purification. With that inner purification, you come to knowledge, which is jnanam. Brahma Vidya. Why purification is required? Another question. Why purification is required? Because the human mind has three defects, three doshas. Purification is required because of this dosha. The three dosha of the human mind is mala, vikshepa, ajnanam. The three doshas is mala, vikshepa, and ajnanam. Mala is impurities. What we always talk about as symptoms of the disease. Mala, vikshepa, ajnanam. What is mala? Mala means dirt. That's why people have the name Nirmala, Nirmal, isn't it? Male na Nirmal, they will keep. Female na Nirmala. It means what? Without dirt. Pure. Instead of saying pure, they say without. So first dosha is mala. The second is vikshepa. What is vikshepa? Vikshepa is that knowledge, that experiencing restlessness, sorrow, worries. Upanishad, we started the discourse with that vikshepa only. Are you able to connect now? We started the introduction with the vikshepa angle only. You know, Upanishad பேசும்போது மலாலேருந்து ஆரம்பிக்க கூடாது இல்லையா, விக்ஷேபாலேருந்து ஆரம்பிக்கும். Actually speaking, Upanishad பேசினா we have to talk from ajnanam only. Ajnanam, the cause for vikshepa and mala. So three things: mala, vikshepa, ajnanam. Now this ajnanam is the cause, vikshepa and mala is the manifestations. Is the manifestation of mala, and vikshepa is the manifestation of, sorry, you should not say cause and effect, you should say the disease and the symptoms. So ajnanam is the disease. Ajnanam, we know, ignorance. Ignorance is the cause. Manifestations are vikshepa and mala. How to get rid of restless mind? How to get rid of restless mind? Tamasic person will try a method. Drink. Tamasic person. Drink, sex, sleep. Tamasic way of overcoming restlessness. Rajasic way of overcoming restlessness is, I have to keep myself busy. I have to keep myself busy. Even if I'm sitting for 10 minutes, I start feeling so restless. I feel like, oh my God, I'm not doing anything. Oh my God, I'm not doing anything. My legs will start shivering, hands will start shivering. Are you able to understand? So in order to remain busy, the person will do anything. There are various ways to keep yourself busy. Are you able to follow? One way of keeping busy is you can go to a dance class, Zumba, dance, you can go. Zumba, dance, you can go. Party, you can go. Picnic, you can go. Holiday, you can go. Office work, you can go. I freed this lady from Kodambakkam bondage. Now she is going to Gindi, sir. I said, yeah, understood, correct. People can't become free. That's all. What else to do? One to the other, they have to keep going. It's okay. What else do we do? This is the Rajasic way of keeping oneself busy. So for the Rajasic person, Karma Yoga, the combination of Karma Bhakti is given. Karma, Upasana, Dharma and all is the way to get out of the Rajas and become Sattvic. Who is a Mumukshu? A Mumukshu is a Sattvic person. Who is a Mumukshu? Mumukshatva. A very Sattvic person who has a single pointedness. Sattva means single pointedness, Mumukshu. This is restless mind. Vikshepa is because of what? Vikshepa is because you have assumed the limited personality as you. Restlessness is because, the Vikshepa is because the Sharira, you have taken the Sharira as you. Because of long association with the Sharira, you have started assuming this is me. The Sharira is me. Knowledge comes and removes it. Knowledge comes and removes. What does knowledge do now? Knowledge comes and removes this. Are you okay till now? How does the knowledge remove? Invocatory prayer length they start. How does the knowledge remove? Introduction is given. This is the very brief introduction to Upanishad. Normally, where we will take one mantra in 2 classes, here we will do the entire Upanishad in 5 classes. Don't worry. Yeah, don't worry. We'll do the entire Upanishad in 5 classes to give you a taste. That's all. To get a taste of it. Once you get the taste of it, you can always come back. And when you come back, we'll do the same Kenopanisad again. Up a different introduction. Introduction will be different. Upanishad will be different. All stories. You have to keep you also busy and entertained to know what to do. To keep you busy and also entertained also. Same thing if you say, they will say that they're just repeating the same thing again and again, sir. What do we do? We'll study the invocation. A very short Upanishad, 34 mantras, divided into 4 sections. Part 1, Part 2, Part 3, Part 4. Now, Part 3 and 4 is a story. Part 1 and 2 is the teaching. The same teaching is given in the story form in 3 and 4. So, Part 1 and 2 is the teaching. Part 3 and 4 is given in the story form. And a rare Upanishad where the goddess is the teacher, Haimavatim. Who's the guru here, as it were? Haimavatim. Haimavati means the goddess, Parvati. She will come only in Part 4. She will not come now. The teacher appearance happens only in Part 4 of the Upanishad. 4 parts. Of these 4 parts, Part 1, which has got about 9 mantras, 5 mantras are repeated again and again and again. It's a repetition. Tadeva brahmatvam viddhi nedam yadidam upasate. Tadeva brahmatvam viddhi nedam yadidam upasate. 5 times it will be repeated. So, Adirthachana, only 4 mantras. So, for all practical purposes, Part 1 will have only 4 mantras. Beautiful. Part 2 has another set of mantras, 8, 9 mantras. Beautiful it is. 3 and 4 is a story. This is how the Upanishad is laid out. And it has 2 invocations. And it's part of the Veda called Sama Veda. It's part of the Veda called Sama Veda. Even though we chant Kenopanisad, we don't chant Kenopanisad in the Sama Veda style. Because it's a very difficult style to chant. If you ask me, I don't know how to chant in Sama Veda style. So what do? We still take the Yajurveda style chanting only and do it in Kenopanisad also. And we are not going to chant the mantras here in the sessions. Because if we start doing that, so what I'll do, I'll just read the mantra and we'll take it up one by one. This is how we are proposing to study for the next 5 days. Starting today, 4 more days. First invocation. Sahana bhavatu, Sahanau bhunaktu, Sahaviryam karavavahai, Tejasvinavadhitamastu mavit vishavahai, Shanti, Shanti, Shanti. Om, Om. Starts with Om. Again, it starts with Om, Shanti, Shanti, Shanti. Om is Shabda Brahman. The word symbol for Brahman is Om. Sahana bhavatu. May he protect us both. May he protect us both. Who? The teacher and the student are praying together. May he protect us both. May God nourish us both. May we study together with energy and vitality. May our study be enlightening. And finally, beautiful it is. Ma with vishavahai. Let us not fight with each other. Let us not quarrel with each other. Disputatious. Let us not quarrel with each other. Let us not fight with each other. Shanti, Shanti, Shanti. May we not quarrel means why the Guru is going to quarrel? He is cooperating with the student. He is cooperating with the student. What is the cooperation? The student always quarrels with the Guru. You know that? You think Guru, Sishya will come and prostrate? Huh? Impossible to die. It will not happen in reality. Chumma dramatic Sishya coming, prostrating, dramatics only. In reality, Sishyas always fight, quarrel. What is the quarrel? What is the fight? What is the fight? The Guru, the knowledge is touching the sensitive spots in you. That ego is touched. When the ego is touched, it will instinctively what it will do, it will argue, it will quarrel, it will disputatious, mistrust, everything happens. Guru says, I understand all this. The Guru is saying, I understand all this will happen. Why? Because knowledge is touching certain spots. The Guru is touching certain spots which you don't want anybody to notice. You don't want anybody to see it. You don't want anybody to notice it. And you think you are very smart in covering it up. And you think nobody knows it. And what the Guru does? Vijay. First thing the Guru will come and touch there only. And when the Guru touches it, it's not pleasant at all. It's very irritating. It's very painful. Therefore, the student starts getting into a quarrel. What is the argument? Quarrel. What is the quarrel? What is the quarrel? One way of quarreling is you don't know what you are talking. That is one way of quarreling. Another way of quarreling is, what you are saying is right, sir, but there are two types of quarrel. There are two ways of quarreling. One kind of quarreling is, you don't know what you are saying. That requires a lot of courage to say. You don't know what you are talking. You don't know what you are saying. To say that requires a lot of courage. Since people lack this, see, human beings, they are so weak. They are so frightened. No courage they have. That's why everything they have to do in the dark. Everything has to be done hiding. Everything has to be done in the dark. Even when you count the cash, you have to close the door and count, no? Even if you can switch off the light and count, you will be still happy, isn't it? Why? Because nobody should. Because human beings living in fear does everything in hidden. Everything you want to do it hidden, hiding. Clear? double layer security, isn't it? Password protection. And for that password, to protect another password, and to protect another. I am not saying don't do all that up, please. Narayana. Sir, and all my account is swindled now, we are not responsible. Human beings always do things in hiding. Why? Because human beings are frightened by nature. They are so frightened. But they put up a brave front. They are frightened. The expression of the fear is what? A person who doesn't have the fear straight away will say, you don't know what you are talking, just stay quiet. Yeah. Shut up. That is one way of quarreling. Another way of quarreling is what most of us do. What is our way of quarreling? What you are saying and all is right, sir, but the word but vandrudinale quarrel has started, isn't it? That's why the moment anybody says but, I switch off after that. There's no point, because it's a starting of quarrel. Where it will end, it will not end anywhere. Are you follow? But nale. Another way of quarreling is, no, sir, you don't have the full information. You don't have the full information. I will give you the full information. The Guru says, I don't need any information at all, because all information is gathered in these 3 words. The 3 words, all information is gathered. What are the 3 words in which all information about you, your entire horoscope is gathered? Mala, Vikshepa, Ajnanam. Your entire horoscope is known. Clear? Your entire horoscope is known. Your entire being is known in these 3 words itself. So you don't have to give any new data at all. The Guru says, Ma vid vishavahai. Let us not quarrel. Let us not quarrel means disputations. Isavasya doesn't give us this luxury and all. Straight away, Purnamada, Purnamidham, it starts. Oh my God. It doesn't give us this luxury and all to talk about all this. And straight away, Purnamada, Purnamidham, invocation starts like that. What will you do? Somehow you can't bring in all this there. No. That's one way of getting into Brahma Vidya. Kenopanisad and other Upanishads has another way of getting into Brahma Vidya. What is this way of getting into Brahma Vidya? Prepare the body, prepare the mind. Preparing the body and preparing the mind. Ma vid vishavahai. Let us not quarrel with each other. Why? Because the Guru says, you are wrong. You will say, I am not wrong. I am right. Avladhan quarrel. Are you able to follow? The Guru says, you are wrong. You will say, I am right. Okay, let us come to a middle. After negotiations, we will come to a middle ground. What is the middle ground? Partly I am right. Partly you are also right. There's only one thing. What the Guru says, you are wrong. The Shishya says, yes. The Guru says, you are wrong. The Shishya says, yes. See, that's why when people come to talk, they get very angry at the suggestions given. Because it took a lot of time for me to even understand this. 3 types of buddhi, they say, no? Karpura buddhi, camphor. Second is kari buddhi, coal. Third is banana stem, vaadamatta. There are 3 types of buddhi, they say. And I think I belong to the 3rd category only, vaadamatta only. It took so long to recognize that people are not asking questions at all. They are just seeking solace. All that you have to do is what? Just shut up and listen and say you are right, and they go away. That's all. You don't say anything. Just listen. Because they only want, nobody is asking any questions. Because every time I tried, that's why when you go to the teacher, you want the teacher to agree with you in saying what? Your mother-in-law is wrong. You go to the teacher and say, my mother-in-law is wrong. You will go to the teacher and say, my husband is wrong. You will go to the teacher and say, my wife is wrong. And what the guru is saying? What the guru is saying? You are wrong. Okay? Are you able to follow? Oh, it means you are supporting them? They didn't come only for advice. Now, where is the support for them? Are you able to follow? They didn't even come for it. So where is it means you also joined them only? What do you mean you also joined them? Are you able to follow? This is how it took me so long to understand. Then I realized that it took what Upanishads understood it like this text. So Upanishad says, Ma with Shava. Hey, let us not fight. Please understand, you don't intend to fight. The Guru understands that. There is no intention to fight. That's how the ego instinctively will behave. And you are a helpless victim of that ego. The Guru understands that also. That's why he's joining you and saying, Ma with Vishavahai. Are you able to follow? Nobody has an intention to do that. If they have the intention to do, why will they even come in the first place? The very fact that they have come in the first place means they don't intend to. But the ego takes over at some point of time, and you, being a helpless victim of the ego, will fall a prey to that and start quarreling. So the Guru says, Shanti, let us not fight. Shanti, Shanti, Shanti. Adi Bhautika, Adi Daivika, Adhyatmika. 3 kinds of doshas that prevents knowledge. 3 kinds of doshas that prevents the transaction. What are the 3 kinds of doshas? Adi Bhautika. Environmental. Adi Daivika. Natural forces, cosmic forces. Lightning, earthquake. Okay. Supposing if we were sitting in Delhi last night, will we talk Kenopanisad? You know what's happening in Delhi, no? Okay. First of all, there is a city called Delhi in this country. At least that much we know, isn't it? There is a city called Delhi. And that city, Delhi, is flooded. The whole city is flooded. And then we sent a message in Vedanta class group. Kenopanisad discourse. Online login. Current power, isn't it? No network, no power, no nothing. How do you even are able to follow? That is called cosmic forces disturbance. Another is Adi Bhautika disturbances. Adi Bhautika means surrounding. That's why that surrounding noise disturbance. Sound-proof room. Even here, it's all closed. I'm sitting in a 10 by 10 room. I think it's less than 10 by 10, I think this is. The doors are closed. The windows are closed. The curtains are put. Looks like you are in solitary. Looks like it is in solitary confinement it is. Why? Adi Bhautika noise. Constant drilling. Because construction is happening right next to door. Constant drilling, constant noise. So Adi Bhautika disturbance. Then the third is Adhyatmika dosha. Adhyatmika disturbance. Adhyatmika means the greatest obstacle is Adhyatmika. The Adi Bhautika, Adi Daivika is not an obstacle. Adhyatmika is the greatest obstacle. What is Adhyatmika? Losing faith in the teaching and the teacher. Adhyatmika is losing faith in the teacher and the teaching. Mind is so disturbed, it comes with some expectation. It comes with some expectation. It comes looking for something. When that is not gotten, it goes back. It goes back very disappointed. Disappointment means you lose faith. Adhyatmika means losing faith in the teacher and the teaching. Shanti, Shanti, Shanti. Let us not have all these problems. Second invocation. Beautiful invocation. Bhadram karnevi shruniyama devaha. Bhadram karnevi shruniyama devaha. Bhadram pashyema kshabir yajatraha. May our ears hear what is good and auspicious. Let us hear what is good and what is auspicious. Bhadram karnevi shruniyama devaha. Oh, not that. Apyayantu mamangani. Correct. I am reading some other, I'm in some other realm, I think. Not Bhadram karnevi, it is Apyayantu mamangani vakpranas chakshu shrotramato balamindriyani cha sarvani. Same thing. Apyayantu mama angani. Mama angani. Correct. Preparation, no? Mental preparation and physical preparation. Mama apyayantu mama angani. May my limbs, speech, prana, eye, ear, and also my senses grow in strength. Grow in strength means vitality. I come to the classes, sir, but I can't even hear one word. Ears are not vital. You are not able to hear anything. Are you able to follow? So every sense organ has to be vital. You have to keep it vital. Vitality is very important. The vitality of the senses are kept alive by two disciplines. The vitality of the senses are kept alive by two disciplines. The first discipline is no indulgence. More you indulge, quickly you get old. That's why at 30, there are people who look 60. At 60, there are people who look very, very young. What is the difference? When you indulge, you lose vitality very fast. And nature of the human being is to go on indulging. So first discipline is avoid indulgence. Second discipline is physical activity. Second discipline is physical activity. There are watches, isn't it? Health watches, isn't it? Health watches. Every 1 hour, it gives an indication. What you have been sitting for too long, get up and go for a walk. So what I did in my watch, I disabled that. Wants to hear everyone, because I don't want to get up only, you don't want to even get up. But sir, morning I exercise. 45 minutes I exercise. 23 hours I just sit. Don't do anything. Have you ever asked? People always ask the question, how much time I should exercise? Have you ever heard anybody saying how much time I should indulge? Have you ever seen anybody who's asking, how much time should I indulge, sir? They will not ask this question. They'll always ask the timetable for exercising. And every 2 minutes, I keep watching. Oh my God, so much time is still there. So much time is still there. Are you able to follow? Apyayantu mamangani vak pranaschakshu shrotramato phalamindriyani cha sarvani. Let all my indriyas have the balam, the strength, the vitality. Why? Because Brahma Upanishadam. When the Brahma Upanishadam is happening, I have to sit still to listen. Don't try all that. They are saying it like that. Don't try. You have to sit. You have to sit still. You lock your legs, sit erect, and that's it. You don't move till the conversation is over. You don't move. That much of vitality is required. Why that much of vitality is required? Because everything is the Brahman of the Upanishads. Sarvam Brahma Upanishadam. Everything is Brahman of the Upanishads. Adin of the Upanishads. It means Upanishads don't talk anything about Brahman. The Upanishads don't talk anything other than Brahman. They will not talk about 100 things. Of the 100 things, one thing is Brahman. They will talk about only Brahman. May I not disown Brahman. May I not disown Brahman. May Brahman not disown me. May there be no disownment of Brahman. There may be no disownment by Brahman. May the virtues of Upanishads reside in me, being devoted to Brahman. Again, let them reside in me. Let them reside in me. Shanti, Shanti, Shanti. Shanti, Shanti, Shanti is the same meaning. Nothing changes. There is no direct relationship between physical well-being and spiritual well-being. It's conducive, that's all. Physical well-being is conducive, that's all. There is no direct cause and effect. Meaning, a fit physical person will not become a spiritual person. Just because a person is exercising for 4 hours in a day, automatically that person will not become spiritual. So, don't bring in direct cause and effect relationship. But physical well-being is very essential for spiritual well-being. Though there is no direct cause and effect, it is very conducive. Fertile soil for cultivation. The tree comes out of the seed. The tree doesn't come out of the soil. The tree comes out of the seed. Soil is a conducive environment. Without the cooperation of the soil, it cannot come. Though there is no direct cause and effect. Are you able to follow? Therefore, physical fitness is conducive for spiritual well-being. But generally, the timetable they put for exercises, actually you should put a timetable for your indulgences only. You should put a timetable not for exercises. You should put a timetable for what? For your indulgences. 30 minutes television. 30 minutes television. But sir, we don't watch TV at all. Mobile. We don't watch TV at all, sir. Mobile. Not more than not more than 30 minutes in a day. It means you will be left with so much of time that you can do meaningful actions of karma and bhakti. But people do exactly the ulta. What? People do exactly the ulta. What do they do? 30 minutes of exercise and 23 and a half hours of indulgence. And then they will come and ask, I've been studying for 30, 40 years, sir. Nothing is happening. Then what do you mean you have been studying for 30, 40 years? You are only seeing it for 30, 40 years. Keeping the book and looking at the book for 30 years will not make you wise. They will follow? Apyayantu mamangani vakpranaschakshu shrotramato balamindriyani cha sarvani sarvam brahma upanishadam. Sarvam Brahma Upanishadam. Sarvam Brahma Upanishadam. Everything is Brahman. The Upanishad declares this truth. What is the declaration? All pots are clay. All ornaments are gold. All garments cotton. Ada. Sarvam Brahma Upanishadam. Maham Brahma Nirakuryam. Nirakuryam. May I not disown Brahman. May I not do an action that will take me away from Brahman. How do I disown Brahman? By doing actions that is taking me away from it. Maham Brahma Nirakuryam. Let me not do anything that will take me away from Brahman, which is called may I not disown Brahman. That intellectual conviction must be firm. Opposite of that is indecisive. Opposite of that is oscillating. Opposite of that is indecisive, oscillating. Hence, a determined pursuit. This is Maham Brahma Nirakuryam. Mama Brahma Nirakarot. May Brahman not disown me. When will Brahman disown you? Brahman will not disown you. If may I not disown Brahman is an intellectual conviction, let Brahman not disown me is a devotional appeal. It's a devotional appeal. The devotee, the mumukshu prays that please don't disown me. Please don't keep me waiting. Please don't move away. Please don't move away from me. To whom? We all say all this, we also say. All these dialogues, we also say. To whom do we say all this? To a specific Nama Rupa, we say all this. To a specific Nama Rupa, we say all this. And that specific Nama Rupa, some point of time will go. How can it not go? It will go. You follow? The specific Nama Rupa will go. The great Shankaracharya came, the Nama Rupa left. The great Nama Rupa of Krishna left. The great Nama Rupa of Jesus Christ left. Ramatirtha left. So all Nama Rupa will go. So you don't go and say, don't disown me, don't leave me. Don't go and catch hold to a form. Catch hold of the reality. It's a devotional appeal. Catch hold of the devotional. What is the devotional appeal? The devotee prays that the Supreme God may not deny. May not deny. When Dhruva, the boy, was disowned by the father. You know the story of Dhruva, no? Dhruva, the boy, was disowned by the father. He was crying. Narada came and helped. He said, say Om Namo Narayanaya. He will be will be with him all over, where you are all that teaching that Narada gave to Dhruva. Final important advice. Dhruva, you keep chanting Om Namo Narayanaya, Om Namo Narayanaya. Vishnu will come in front of you and say, open your eyes, I'm standing in front of you. Don't open your eyes. He says, Vishnu will come, stand in front of you. The Chaturpuja, Vishnu will come and stand in front of you. It's a Sundara Rupa. It's a beautiful form, enchanting, enticing form. He'll stand in front of you and say, open your eyes. I have come. Don't open your eyes. Because if you open your eyes, it will vanish immediately. Vanish immediately. Don't open your eyes and say, come inside. Say, come inside. If you are real Vishnu, come inside of me. Literally, it happened. Dhruva chanted, Vishnu came and said, open. Illallappa, I'm real Vishnu, only PAN card order I got my PAN card, Aadhaar card, and all that also. See, I am the original. I am the original Vishnu. Dhruva said, no, my teacher told me very clearly. What? Real Vishnu will come only inside. Real Vishnu will only come inside. He will not come outside. If you are real Vishnu, come inside. It's purely a devotional maturity. A human being requires both this maturity. Intellectual maturity is also required. A devotional maturity is also required. Upanishad understanding both. Physical fitness is required. Intellectual maturity is required. Emotional maturity is also required. Mama Brahma Nirakarot. Anirakaranam astu anirakaranam me astu. Now, the prayer is turning Lokasangraha, collective. Iduvaraikkum, let us both. Now, the student is taking the prayer to the next level. May there be no disownment of Brahman by everybody. May there be no disownment of Brahman. May there be no disownment of Brahman. By whom? May there be no disownment by whom? By everyone. All humanity must do what we are doing. There is two people sitting there and doing. There is a mumukshu and then there is a brahmajnani. Only both of them are, only those two are there. Now, what is the prayer? This should not be done only by us. This is what should be done by the entire humanity. Therefore, Anirakaranam Astvarinagaranam me astu. May astu. May there be no disownment of Brahman. May there be no disownment of Brahman. Tadatmani nirateya upanishatsu dharmaste dharma te mayi santu. May the virtues of the Upanishads reside in me. Why? Because I am interested in seeking that Atman. I need the virtues. Why? Not because I want to be a good person. I need those virtues. Why? Because these virtues are necessary to become that Brahman, for that self-realization, for moksha, for liberation. These virtues are extremely important. Therefore, let them reside in me. Let them reside in me. The question is, what are the virtues? That he is not said. What are those virtues? That is not said. But we know what those virtues are already. we know what those virtues are. What are the virtues that should remain in us? What are the virtues that should remain in us? It's called sadhana chatushtaya sampat. The sadhana chatushtaya sampat. Vivekam, vairagyam, shat mumukshatvam. These four are the virtues that is needed, that should be in me all the time. These four should be in me all the time, because here he is not saying, may the virtues of the Upanishad stay in me, repose in me. May the virtues of the Upanishads repose in me. May the virtues of the Upanishads repose in me. Now the next question that you will feel like asking is, what are this list? What are the virtues that I should have? What list do you think I should have? Which the Upanishad calls as virtues? According to the Upanishad, the virtues are Vivekam, Vairagyam, Shat Mumukshatvam. Vivekam, Vairagyam, Shat Mumukshatvam. All the introductory textbooks of Vedanta starts from here. That's where you find all the introductory textbooks to Vedanta always start with talking about sadhana chatushtaya sampat. Why? Because that is required as established by the Upanishad. Why do they do that? Because Upanishad has said it very clearly, unless you have that four, you cannot be devoted to Atman. Therefore, he says, may they stay in me. May they stay in me. Vivekam is the right discernment. Viveka is the right discernment. What is the right discernment? Verse number 16, 17, chapter 2. Nasato vidyate bhavaha, na bhavo vidyate sataha, bayorapi drishtontaha, tvanayoho. Narayana. You by hearted, no? Huh? Vijay knows by heart, I know. That's why I'm not asking Vijay. Nasato vidyate bhavaha, na bhavo vidyate sataha, bayorapi drishtontaha, tvanayoho tattvadarshibihi. That is the right discernment. The right discernment of what is Sat and what is Asat. That is Viveka. This is Sat, this is Asat. This is Sat, this is Asat. Sat means Tat. Sat means Tat. And all the Tattvam. Tattvam nale talking about Tamil kuda Tattvam ra vaartha irukku. Tat, because Tattvam means philosophy, means knowledge, means that which talks about Sat, which is Tat. Anything other than that is Asat. This is Viveka. Then comes Vairagyam. Vairagyam. What is Vairagyam? Vairagyam is the capacity to understand the raga and dvesha as poisonous. The capacity to understand that raga dvesha as poisonous. If you understand them as poisonous, will you drink poison? If somebody gives you poison in a cup, telling you that it is poison, will you drink? You will not. Why? Because you understand that it is detrimental to you. So what is Vairagyam? Vairagyam is this understanding. What is that understanding? That it is poisonous. And then Sama, Dama, Mumukshu, Shaucham, all this is the 6 virtues. Atmabodha verse number 1, you can refer, because that's not the subject matter here. I'm just giving the list out here. Shama, Dama, Mumukshu, Shaucham, all that comes in as the 6 limbs. The 4th one is Mumukshatva. Mukshatva means the willingness to pay the price. Mumukshatva means willingness to pay the price. No negotiations, no bargaining. Willingness to pay the price. Ramatirtha. Who doesn't want to become Jesus Christ? Everybody wants to become Jesus Christ. But no one has the courage to pay the price. What is the price to become a Jesus Christ? Crucifixion is the price. And when the price of crucifixion is told, everybody backs up and they start negotiating. Is there any other? Is there any other method, sir? Is there any less painful? Is there any less painful method? Mumukshatva means willing to pay the price. Are you okay till now? All this understanding, preparation, etc., this person has done. Upanishadic student has done. He is already well prepared with all this. Therefore, Upanishad is not wasting time in discussing these things. Another Upanishad introduction straight away it starts with the first mantra. We'll just read the mantra and we'll continue the discussion tomorrow also. So, part 1, mantra 1. That well-prepared student who has the sadhana chatushtaya sampad, mastered, mumukshu, having come to this Brahma, having come to this Brahmavid, Brahmajnani, is asking this question. A well-prepared, qualified student is coming and asking this question to the teacher who knows the answer. Answer. So he knows that. So he comes and asks this beautiful question. Keneshitam padati preshitam manaha, kenaf pranaf pratamaf praiti yuktaha, keneshitam vachamimam vadanti, chakshushrottram kaudevo yunakti. Beautiful mantra. This is the first mantra. We don't know the name of the student. We don't know the name of the teacher. These are irrelevant details as far as Upanishad is concerned. So who asked this question, sir? What is the name of the teacher who answered this, sir? Where did this discussion happen? North India or South India? When did this happen? Upanishad doesn't bother about all these details. Venkatachalam. Upanishad doesn't bother about all these details. When, where, who, how. They don't bother about all that. Matter straight away. What do you want? Keneshitam padati preshitam manaha, kenaf pranaf pratama praiti yuktaha, keneshitam vachamimam vadanti, chakshushrottram kaudevo yunakti. Idam pa problem. This is what I have come to you for. What is it? By whom willed and directed does the mind alight on objects? Endowed by whom does the prana function? By whom willed does speech originate? What spirit indeed directs the eye and ear? In this question, the student has exposed what all he has known. He is saying, I know body, mind, intellect. I know the 5 koshas. I know there is an enlivening factor. All this, அதெல்லாம் இந்த மந்த்லி பாலாஜி கிளாஸ்ல போய் கேட்டுங்க. அதெல்லாம் பாடி, மைண்ட், இன்டெலெக்ட், என்லிவனர், அதெல்லாம் அங்க போய் கேளுங்க. Don't come because the student is saying, I know this already. I know this already. That's why he is asking this question. What is the question? Kena ishitam. Kena preshitam. Kena ishitam. Kena praiti. Who is doing this? By whom willed does the mind alight on the object? Kena, Kena, Kena. That's why this Upanishad is called Kenopanisad. That's why this Upanishad is called Kenopanisad. And one of the extraordinary Upanishad, an Upanishad where Shankaracharya has written 2 commentaries. Imagine, for one Upanishad, he wrote 2 commentaries. One commentary is pada, word by word. Another is sentence by sentence. 2 commentaries he has written on this one Upanishad. Extraordinary Upanishad. The tradition is clear. What is the tradition? It is samvada. Samvada means a dialogue. It's not a Q&A session. It's not a Q&A session, not a discussion. It's a dialogue. What is a dialogue? A question is asked. The question is so meaningful a question that answers are awaited. So what is the question? The disciple thirsting. What is the disciple thirst? What is that which enlivens the sense organs and action to function? What is that enlivening factor? Don't say there is an enlivening factor. Are you able to understand? Don't tell me that there is an enlivening factor. All that I have already studied, passed those exams, and I have come here. What is that enlivening factor? Teach me that. What prana functions? What is making the prana to function? The eyes are seeing. What is making the eyes to see? The ears are hearing. What is making the ears to hear? Some mysterious thing is doing all this. Now, what drives the mind to operate? When he talks about mind, he means Manomaya Kosha and Vijnanamaya Kosha, both the entire subtle body. One word for Karmendriyas and Jnanendriyas. One word for prana. One word for subtle body. In fact, the question therefore is what? What is it that is driving the mind to feel? What is it that is driving the intellect to think? What is it that is making the eyes to see? What is it that is making the pranas to function? What is it that is making the mind to do its respective function? What is it that is helping the intellect to do its respective function? It means the question is what? Beyond the layers of matter, there is something. Beyond all these matter layers, there is something. What is that? What is that which is beyond these matter layers? Teach me that, is the question. With this, we conclude for today. These classes will be, Sai, 8 to 9:30, no? Isn't it? Ah, correct.
Saturday, Sunday, it is 9:45, sir.
Saturday, Sunday, 9:45. Ah, correct.
Yes.
Yeah. And I have to catch some breath and come to this. So 9:45, we start tomorrow, correct? Saturday, we start at 9:45. Sunday, we start at 9:45. Tomorrow, we continue the same discussion with mantra 1 and go on to the answers. With this, we conclude for today. Thank you very much.